know, what happened in 1990? There was no plague that was killing children, that we had tripled the amount of vaccines.
What happened after 1989?
Why did they
warranted 26 more vaccines.
Agreed.
Are all of them absolutely necessary?
Because they want to make money.
Of course.
It's twice as many as anywhere else in 30 countries in the Western world. But we give twice as many shots as any of those countries. Why is that?
Well, what are you against? Don't vaccinate for this, but vaccinate for that?
Yes.
I don't think we can afford to assume that the people who are charged with our public health have our best interests at heart all the time.
Why would a doctor not want to know more about something that could save a life or prevent a disease? I don't understand.
The AAP is financed by the drug companies. Medical schools are financed by the drug companies. This is a huge business, $13 billion.
They control medical schools.
What we're asking is for them to take a loss for the good of our children. That's a tough sell in a boardroom.
You're not scared you didn't vaccinate your baby?
I'm scared, and I'm scared to vaccinate her, which is why I didn't vaccinate her in the first place, and which led me to read about the warnings that are out there. And what I've learned are there warnings about introducing these alien microorganisms into our children's blood, and the long-term effects, which could be trivial, or they could be quite hazardous, and they could be just allergies or asthma or sleep disorders, or they could be cancer, leukemia, multiple sclerosis, sudden infant death syndrome. It's very scary and it's very serious, and I think because I felt wrong doing it, that's why I didn't do it. And you know, I mean, we have to think twice. Why are our children getting these diseases?
And what is the biochemical legacy of the vaccination? How long does it last, and what might it be its effect? Yeah, you're putting something into your baby's bloodstream. Everybody ought to think about that.
100% confirmed suspicions that the government was pushing a controlled narrative about the pandemic.
While they're trying to push that program, they also tried to censor anyone who was basically arguing against it. And they pushed us super hard to take down things that were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us and said anything that says that vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down. I was just like, well, we're not going to do that. Like, we're clearly not going to do that. I mean, that is inarguably true.
She did in-home birth. It's not that. I just don't. I'm not political or anything, but I don't do vaccinations. I'm intelligent. I research vaccinations, and I don't do vaccinations on my children.
Absolutely, because the vaccinations are the viruses they're putting in our babies.
I don't want to say that because I can't intelligently speak about that, but I know that after you get vaccinated, you have to have a detox afterwards. So anything that I put in my body that I have to have a detox for, I don't believe it belongs in my body. I'm just a big skeptic. I investigate anything that, I'm skeptical of everything.
So when your child goes to school with vaccinations, so there's certain things she won't be permitted to do because she won't have vaccinations, or she won't be able to go to certain schools because of that. Is that true?
Right. I don't care what school she not permitted to go to. The one that she meant to go to, that's the one that she gonna go to, because what's meant to be is meant to be.
What's the ultimate game? The ultimate game is to run the whole world. Do you know what the ultimate game is, Kat?
I do.
We have an overpopulation problem, Kat.
Yeah.
It's an overpopulation problem.
Right.
And we're gonna be able to mitigate that with vaccines.
God, that is so insane. It had to feel like a Twilight Zone.
It did. I mean, this whole process, even looking back now, being a college athlete during the time of COVID, I think that's when they learned they could control us. Because again, our universities told us during that time, my junior year, the vaccines were mandatory. You had to get the vaccine. At this point, I'd already had COVID, right? I had the natural antibodies, which I thought was the best natural immunity. I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm not anti-vax, but I just didn't really see the point of me getting the COVID vaccine. And so I said no. They said, Riley, remember, you're the team captain. You're going to be hurting your team if you don't get it. And you're supposed to be the leader, Riley. But finally, I said, I'm not getting that. I realized mandatory didn't actually mean law. It doesn't actually mean required. And so I stood my ground. Said, I'm not getting that.
In China, these guys got arrested because they made these kids smarter. They literally they said they were just doing it to prevent HIV. Like, oh, we made them smarter. Whoops. Accidental.
Sorry.
And this is all just, by the way, what we know about. I'm sure there's some top secret stuff that they've tried on human beings. In the AIDS epidemic, they experimented with vaccines on foster kids and killed some of them. I mean, it's documented. You could read all about it.
Let's talk about vaccines. Last time you were with us, Allison, you were getting ready to, or you had just left ESPN with a very emotional and honest video about why the vaccine didn't work for you and you didn't want to be forced into getting it. And we talked about how it was, I felt uncomfortable saying, why didn't you get it? And then you had to answer about your personal medical. It's like, it's none of my business. Well, Shaq is apparently on board with that same line of thinking. He has actually spoken out saying people should not be forced to get the vaccine. Here's a bit of that. Listen.
Look, I encourage everybody to be safe and take care of your family. I do. But there's still some people that don't want to take it. And you shouldn't have to be forced to take something that you don't want. So
I don't think people are being forced to take. Well, there are some. I mean, listen, we have a mandate at CBS.
That's force.
We have a mandate at CBS. But my point.
That's force.
But where I wholeheartedly.
That's force.
No, it's not force.
It is force, because if the man don't take it, the man will get fired.
Yes, it's a good point. Right. And she went on to say that this is Nichelle Turner, went on to say, no, I wholeheartedly disagree. You're not just affecting yourself. You're putting the public at risk, and it's a public health issue. Allison, what do you make of it?
First of all, I think the most interesting part of that was Shaq had to preface everything he said with, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this.
Yes.
I mean, that's where we're at, right? Where you can't speak out against mandates without acknowledging you're probably going to get in trouble for this, whether it be from people on social media, people you work for, or whatnot. So that to me is very concerning. The second thing that bothers me is his co-host repeatedly says it's not force. Okay, but it's coercion. It is not a choice. She says it's a choice to walk out the door if you don't follow the rules. That is coercion. And she's entitled to whatever opinion she wants to have. That's fine, but it's fundamentally flawed because she turns this into well, if you don't get it, you're hurting me. But the science has proved otherwise because we all know now that vaccinated people can get and transmit the illness. So I am not protecting anyone else by getting the vaccine if I can still spread it. So her whole premise and justification for the mandates is fundamentally flawed.
I really wanted to hear you say that.
People still don't realize that.